All right, so today's video, we are watching a Gold 5 DPS on PC play Echo and Sojourn. Sojourn's a hero. That's how I got the top 500 this season, was just Sojourn. Description says, I'm a Sojourn main and played her in the first round and it went pretty well. I was really happy since I've been going on a losing streak from Gold 4 down to Gold 5 and wanted to finally win a game. But second round, my hopes were shattered as they capped third point as well with a similar time bank. I mean, it's still winnable though. I got killed by the Pharah before I have my rail to kill her, and I'm bad at Ashe/Cass. So I swapped Echo to have her miss me, which went a lot better, but we still lost the round. Echo is a really good swap against Pharah if you're comfortable on Echo. I don't know what I could have done better in that round. It felt like I was unable to do anything. For the overtime rounds, well, I'll keep you in suspense. Thanks for all the content and your stream times. No one streams Overwatch when I'm awake except for you. I really appreciate it. I have a long schedule, so I stream it across a lot of time zones. All right, here we go. Sojourn's really strong. Like, very, very, very strong. Like, very strong. Okay. I mean, I could tell you there not to stand in a straight line at that angle. I would also tell you, like, real talk, just go wide right side. You're going to get much better shots here, and it's safer. Like, that's not... You kind of just stood there in, like, the most advantageous spot for, like, what they're running. At the same time, when you first start a map, sometimes you're not, like, locked in yet. So I'll give you wiggle room on that one, you know? Oh. Be careful of standing still. What you're doing so far, both the times they've killed you, is you just stand still. So, like, try not to be a statue as much. A lot of what you need to do is use your movement to be able to find the limbs, get kills, etc. So when you just stand there, you're just asking for a Junkrat to get more value. All right, so as Orisa, you want to set up. All right, like, not Orisa, as Sojourn. I saw an Orisa. Okay, much better. There you go. Taking the angles. This is good. Angles are good. Angles are good. Nice. Now back away. Remember, don't be a statue. Good kill. Do I only do one replay per stream? I do usually up to 2 when I'm doing, like, my spectatings. I try only to do, like, a max of 2 a day, just because, like, I feel like by a third one, I'm gonna not be as engaged, so I want to give you a good video. You know what I mean? Okay. You do it again, by the way. I want you to, like, focus on your movement a little bit, because I think you have the right idea in some moments, but you standing still sometimes is gonna get you, like, you're gonna fall over. So definitely keep using your movement. Remember, the harder it is for them to hit a shot on you, the better, and you're going to get better at hitting shots when moving.
I'm just getting started. Not so fast.
What rank? Gold. Good high ground. Very good high ground. I mean, your team's kind of rolling, too. So, I'm curious to see how you play this. The rest of the way, is this PC or console? This is PC. Good job running away. I'm... Did the Orisa...
I'm on fire.
I couldn't even tell you what just happened. It looks like Orisa got lost. Like, I think they legitimately had no idea where you went. They were like, wow. Where'd that Sojourn go? Like, what a magician. Oh, well... Probably the Junkrat found you. The Junkrat had no problem. All right, here we go. All right, 69 HP, survive with, that's nice. Okay. You don't need to chase the orb for too long. You're gonna, I mean, I don't really know if I have to pause for it, right? At a certain point, your health regen's gonna kick in. Like, you don't need to run around and chase a Moira orb. Like, once you get to a decent HP, and you were already full HP to begin with, you don't need to chase it around. You're gonna regen your HP, especially with the map control. Yeah. All right, don't be afraid to. I would suggest taking the top left angle, but be careful of an Orisa if they decide to go up there. I have a feeling the Orisa is gonna book it to cart. So, but I would take top left. Yep, the Orisa's booking it to cart. Okay. So you got the kill. You got the kill. But I want to point out to you, do you see why I wanted you to go up here rather than like over here? Like the reason why you go up here is because you can get so many more like shots and like, and basically what you do is you force them to really bad spots. Like it's good cover for them, but it gives you so much map control. So when you stood up here, you just kind of just, these like platforms just kind of would go by you. You couldn't do anything. Like I would think being over here, being top left, being more angled, making plays. I think that's the way you want to do that, right? Like it's like it's not even necessarily a bad play by you there. It's just, it could be a lot better is what I'm getting at. And the more you do that, the more you be aggressive. That yeah. Anyway, perks are being chosen. It just can. Oh wait, actually, I just saw the perks now. It could also be a spectator glitch. There is a spectator glitch for perks, where like it doesn't show them right away. There you go. Ana is nice. There you go. So you said you're gonna have a good attack. The problem is apparently you have just as bad of a defense. So, you know, biggest thing I picked up on during that is that you need to just, like, not be a statue as much. Like, you just need to just, like, practice that movement. Practice that movement and aiming thing. I think it will help a lot for you. And we need to get you a little bit more aggressive. Just a little bit more. Is it Hog needs a buff? I don't know about that. I think they've realized Hog's in a spot where, like, a good Hog player probably will have some good Hog games. But if you make Hog too ridiculous, then, like, yeah. Heck yeah, DV. Heck yeah. Now, position. I want to showcase this here because I'm going to pause before you get rolled. Like, I want you to look at this. Like, do you see where you're at right now? I just want you to, I'm going to let this, like, play out a little bit, like, from this angle. I just want you to kind of, like, watch you and see, like, where you're at. You become very easy to kill in this situation. And I'm not saying, like, don't play up there, but I want you to be careful of being there for too long. And, like, you were already there for a little bit extra than you should be, rather than going to a safe high ground spot. And you knew they had a Pharah, too. So now you've kind of cornered yourself to a bad spot, and then you stood still. You see what I'm saying? So, like, setup-wise, being here and poking early is fine, but you want to back up to safe spots. The reason why you back up to somewhere like here, right, see, is because you have more opportunity to see when a Pharah flies up into the air, or when they take a different angle on you. When you play that corner, you kind of corner yourself, and there's nothing you can really do. Your house was built in 1919, so there's not much plumbing. Was there not, like, I imagine, was plumbing, like, very different back then? I have no clue. Random house questions in the middle of that. It's great. Heck yeah. Yep. Okay. You have two options here. You have option A, which is go up here and take a much more open space route. Frustrating because it's still a little bit of a choke, but it's much more open, right? Or you go through a small little doorway against a Pharah and a Junkrat. Like, so a lot of what's been going wrong so far, outside of, like, the statue where you kind of, like, stand still, is, like, you're just kind of, like, you're not really thinking about why your position will be strong in certain areas. You're like, okay, they have a Pharah Junkrat. Their value comes from spamming small doorways. I'm going to go through a small doorway. If I'm playing against this comp, you bet that this is where I'm going. And you can escape to here, right? Before, this position was bad because you can't see them here, right? But now getting out here, this position gets a little bit better because you can rotate around and play the game that way, right? So you got to think about those rotations. They're very important, even in, like, a gold game where, like, it's not going to be played, like, in like the same way as a top 500 game, for example. But, like, the concept is still the same. If there's a small choke in doorway, you're going to fall over against a Junkrat and a Pharah. Like, that's where, like, they're going to get the value, right? Echo Swap's perfect here. You take care of... You can help with two of the problems. A Junkrat and a Pharah. I think both of these are good. This is a good, solid, like, hero swap for you. I think Sojourn's still fine there, but I think against their comp and the way that you play, sometimes I think this might be a good, like, kind of get your team back on the right page type of swap. Granted, from what you said in the description, I don't think it goes that way, but I still think this is a good swap. Alright, I mean, they kill your Ana, but you get a kill. You'll take that. You'll take that. There you go. Jump. Okay, I have a Rhine. Be careful of being... No, never mind. You can Tsune. You can go in. Zarya should be dead soon. Yep. Zarya got nanoed, so it's a little bit harder there. Oh, I didn't know Sully was back in his bucket. I didn't even realize. How long have you been, Sully? How long have you been back in your bucket?
Going up. Payload's advancing. Let's stop it.
All right. So first of all, I would get the ally perk. The ally perk. Okay, so this is the part that people always say, like, why do you shoot at Zarya bubbles? Like, when do you do it? Right there, that's where you shoot at a Zarya bubble. I want to start giving examples because I talk about how, like, there's going to be moments where you want to shoot a bubble. You have a Zarya that was at, like, even lower, like, a little bit higher HP than this. There is zero reason why you would let that Zarya, like, not kill the Zarya there. Even if the Ana comes around the corner, you know, rolls around the corner, throws a double Ana grenade, saves the Zarya, and your team falls over, killing the bubble here is still the play. Because that Zarya is out of position, will fall over, and you get a free kill. This is the moments I talk about where, like, Zaryas will constantly run at people, and this is how they'll survive longer because people will be like, no, I can't shoot the bubble there. We'll charge the Zarya in this situation. This Zarya is so out of position that if you don't break that bubble, right? Granted, Zarya's going to fall over here. If this Zarya survives, I don't even know what to say to that, right? But I'm just showing you the examples of what I'm talking about, where this is considered an out-of-position Zarya. Not much help from the team, right? They can't really heal the Zarya. Like, this is where you shoot that bubble and you just kill the Zarya, right? What about shooting Doom's block? I've said that I would argue that sometimes shooting the block gives more value than shooting a Zarya bubble. Granted, it depends on the situation, right? But block it depends because if the Doom is here and you shoot the block, I think you kill the Doom. If the Doom is here and you shoot the block, the Doom can disengage out pretty quickly and survive, right? Either way, if they have to punch out, then you're fine. So the way I look at it with shooting a Doom punch is this. Is the HP low enough? If so, if you were to shoot at them, will they punch out? Because let me ask you this question. Ready? If a Doom blocks and you don't want to give a Doom Fist charge punch, right? That's the idea. But if the Doom's only option is to punch out, let me ask you this question. Is it okay to shoot the Doom punch? You see what I'm saying? So if the Doom's really low and they're going to punch in, then, or like they're like at decent HP and they're going to punch in, you might be like, okay, I can't shoot this block. But if the Doom Fist's only option is to punch out, well, then they're losing their block, they're gaining a little bit of ult charge, and they had to use the punch they earned to escape out. So that's how you need to think about that. So you lose the charge punch if you charge out. So like it's basically at least a wash at that point. So I hope that's making sense or like kind of gives you more insight on like how to like approach bubbles or like Doom blocks because I think it's a good thing to look at sometimes. Anyway.
A success.
There goes Zarya. No, I just usually I'm up early. I'm usually live around 7 a.m., which is now till about 5 or 6 p.m. Eastern. Today we're going till 7 p.m. Eastern, so another 12 hours. All right, Soldier in front.
Adaptive circuits engaged.
You know, we do long streams. I'm not sure how I feel about the Soldier copy here, but if it works, it works. I think, like, it worked. I'm gonna be mad. Yeah, when it comes to Echo ults, just have fun. Yep. Good kills. Good job. Good play. What I was gonna say is try, if you want to go Soldier, just try not to do it right in front of their team, because, like, they could immediately kill you there. Your teammates did a good job keeping you alive. But it worked out, so it's all hindsight at that point. You're fine.
Enemy team is pushing the pace.
I don't know what the worst perks are for heroes, but like an example of one I don't like is like the Baby Diva one. Like the minor perks for Baby Diva feel like they're just not that good. Even after playing Diva a ton, it just feels the same on that one. Your Orisa is too aggressive. That's an Orisa that's going to fall over. They're going to try to Orisa ult at some point, and then it's going to fall over. I can already see it happening. Alright, there you go! Hey, chat, what happened to the Orisa? I can see that happening from a mile away. Which perks should you take an Echo? Depends. I like the copy your allies one and the reset your flight cooldown if you get it in a limb.
Repositioning.
Yeah, I would all in this Orisa with your beam. Okay, this is... You should just, like, help your Orisa at that point, all in a Zarya, because you can't do the ults anyway, and you kind of went in the middle of the open. So, like, Your Orisa's out of position, but like you got to do your best to try to help against them at least, or like get top right control. If you end up just sitting in the middle of the open, that's how you fall over, and that's literally what happened. Also, that's why tracking ultimates can be very important. One thing you'll probably notice sometimes is like whenever we win a team fight in ranked, the first thing that we'll do is like, okay, what do they have, right? Or what do we have? Like, what can we work with here? And one of the most important parts in Overwatch is starting to understand what they might have, because it becomes a lot easier to position yourself on like a retake. So like, you know, if you know they have Soldier out there, would you just fly into the middle of the open? Probably not, right? Or maybe you will. I mean, maybe you did know. Point being is, another thing you can use as a tool, regardless of rank, is starting to understand what they have. That is very important, to understand what their team has. It can help with your decision-making a lot, and I mean a lot. Your decision-making can become infinitely better if you can find ways to do that, is basically what I'm getting at. You never understand why people prefer copying the ally one, to be honest. Getting more time after ult is way more value. It depends what your playstyle is and what you have, right? Like, I like to copy the ally one because it gives me multiple ways to play, right? Like, I like the idea that I can be really aggressive and not have to worry about a Zarya bubbling, so I can't sit there and copy them, then I just fall over, right? Yeah, I don't like the sticky ones either. I'm accurate enough with the stickies that, like, I don't need that one. But it's also preference, right? Like, it's just, I think it's personal preference on the other one. I like the allied one just because it's good to have as an option, but it doesn't mean you can't have the extended one either. I think that's also good. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. It's just, I think it's a playstyle preference at that point. You said Junkrat Queen needs more buffs? I don't know about that one. I like playing Junkrat Queen too. Yeah. Oh damn, Winchesters. That's something. All right. So you're on Echo again. You backed up this time, which is nice. Okay, Zarya's out of position now. Yep. Moira's running at you. Take an angle. Oh, to let you know, you picked... What did you pick? Oh, you picked Ally, Copy, and Sticky here. Okay. Mercy. Yes. Mercy's your target. Good job. That was an interesting approach. I'm surprised. A little bit of a note. Keep in mind that recently they've buffed Echo Beam. And what they did was they buffed it during the above 50%. So you do, I think, 75 DPS now instead of like 50, which is actually a pretty big increase. So if you see somebody at like 60% HP, don't be afraid to start the beam a little bit earlier now, because you're going to get them to that 50% mark. And like, don't be afraid to go for kills, basically, is what I'm saying. Because like, if you start at 60% HP and then they get to 49% HP, your beam will update based off of the HP. I think maybe sometimes people think that it doesn't. So like, if you start, and it starts at like only the 75 DPS and it will stay that way. No, if you get them below 50% HP, that beam will start to roll them. So, yep, I did see the sticky cooldown there too, so I was curious on that one. That's why I was like, oh, what's this? And then, yeah, but anyway. Yep, it's fine. That's not our position. Sorry now. How's it going, meme? There you go. Do this. Nice. Fly into the air. Back away. Play for health packs if you need to. Well, I guess Moira counts as a health pack. I would not ult. I would not ult. You're down multiple, and you went Junkrat in front of their whole team. That was going to happen. That's why I was saying don't ult. I don't think there's any hero you go there that would be beneficial. Because even if you go Zarya, you still have like a little bit less HP. And yeah, you have bubbles, but you're going to fall over the same way. I think just like in that situation, recognize you're down in numbers. Remember, in overtime, the best thing you can do is not try to force up. I can't even rewind to see what happened. That's the worst part, is I can't. Otherwise, we're stuck in a 20-minute loop of trying to get back to that moment. But I'm sure that moment was amazing. Great defense. And I think we'd really like to think that you You going Junkrat there confused the other team so much that they got off the cart. We'd like to think that was because of your decision there to get the Junkrat, right? I think it's going to be fixed at the mid-season patch. I think that's what I saw in chat yesterday. So still a bit away from mid-season, a couple weeks. It will be like this. Okay, Yep, you're correct in this one. Use your beam. Nice. That's why it's okay to, if the Zarya's playing like that, it's okay to shoot the bubbles, because that Zarya will fall over. Has no escape. You went slow rock, you went the slow ones again here, and then the copy ally one. I can see the rockets being slower. Or like the sticky. Yeah, that was, you were so close on that too. You were so close on like the projectile. Oh no, don't, oh boy. Remember, that sequence was rough, but it was great. Remember, Junkrat does drop the passive. Junkrat does drop the passive. Uh-oh. Remember, in these type of retake situations, you're going to benefit from playing above and spamming out like this. Like, imagine the view you would have right now as Echo. Like, imagine if this is what you saw right now. You'd be going, holy crap, this is going to be amazing. Like, this is going to be a play. I'm going to be able to hit shots. Like, they're not going to be able to look at me. There's no reason to go into a small doorway there at all. And at no point there is, because, like, all you need to do is cap the point here, right? Doesn't even matter if you get the kill on the person right here right away. Like, you're not going to get any value out of that. So this is where you need to prioritize your positioning. Go play over here. You're golden. They're going to run to point. We're in like an overtime game. It's not overtime yet, but you know what I mean. It's like it's 3-3 or past 3-3. So, like, you could just go up here, play back, survive, boom, easy dubs. So, you just got to remember the situation. And actually, honestly, even if it wasn't overtime, I would still go up top high ground. Now you're resetting, you don't quite get the point, and then you got to go again on that one. So, like I said, it's more of where my concern is of just seeing those play. I just like to see a little bit more of a, yeah. Anyway.
Repositioning. Gaining altitude.
There, DB, have a good rest of your day. Oop, killing the Junkrat. Heck yeah. Oop, follow up. Shoots at anybody. Try to help. Oh, no. Yep, Bastion, correct play. You could go Bastion here if you wanted to. Although a rough res or a Matcha would be good there. Junkrat. You really like going Junkrat, don't you? This is okay. Maybe this Bob ends up being this Bob might win the team fight for you. You really do like going Junkrat with Echo Wall, don't you? That Bob might have clutched it. Take your good spawn. There you go. Nice. Yep. You just press Q and see who you get. Yeah, I would say in the future on Echo, try to go a hero that would make sense there, not just see who you get. I mean, unless you want to play mystery. Unless you're playing mystery heroes with it, that's fine. I mean, that's up to you. But anyway, I mean, a lot of your adjustment, like straight up, a lot of your playstyle adjustments is going to be through kind of what we talked about. It's you need to stop standing still sometimes, especially when you're on like a hero like Sojourn. Okay, be more active with like the movement that you're doing. That try to take more angles, set up better. When you're on Echo, like don't just randomly copy a hero as we saw that it didn't go as well. You know, be a bit more aggressive with your stickies and your beam. It felt like sometimes you just had the cooldown, but you were a little bit like delayed on the timing. I think that could be really helpful for you. On top of that, you know, I think if you can fix the issue of just kind of standing still and doing that, you're going to be just fine. I think that's really where your problems sit, is that in your positioning. Sorry, I forgot to mention positioning, you know, as I do with all my other stuff. I think you need to really prioritize your positioning in a lot of these team fights. Don't fly into a doorway. Don't do this. Don't do that. I think you do that, you're good. And it's not like too tough to clean that up, and I think you kind of got to see a front row view to that, so do that, and I think you'll be in a good spot. Let's go try to reverse back to this and see if we can get to it. They're all on the cart, so everybody's on the cart for now. And then everybody wasn't. That's it. It was straight up as simple as no one wanted to be on the cart, And that's it. That's all that happened. No one wanted to be on the cart. Apparently, it was not going to happen. There was nothing you could do about that. They were not going to get on they were playing whatever they wanted to play at that time. If you liked the video, make sure to hit the like button. Subscribe to the YouTubes if you haven't. Leave a comment. All of it helps. You want to submit your own spectating. My Discord's where you do that in the description below. We also record these live on stream. You can see the Twitch chat below the webcam. Also stream on YouTube, so stop by if you haven't. With that being said, I hope you all have an amazing day/night.